Hey, welcome to the Doing It with Purpose podcast, where I'm your host, Cornelius T. Summers, aka Little Cuddy. And back in the building today, we have the co-host Gregory Peterson, aka the Deke.
Yes, sir. Deep.
And glad to have him back. The man
Yeah,
took a little short vacation. We ain't even been
yeah.
operational 90 days, and he already putting in PTO time. But
Man, trying to give me a pink slip already, man.
man, hey, when you
Yeah.
retired, you could do that though. You
Yeah,
could do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But as you can see from the background, it's no
Yeah,
secret.
yeah,
We drove all the way 100 miles to Lexington. I'm sorry,
yeah,
West Columbia,
yeah.
Casey, Lexington. They fall in all the districts. But we are in the big home of the Great Collegiate Academy, War Eagle, 6-time state championship
Yes,
winning.
sir.
Is it 2-time Coach of the Year?
Man, I
It's
tell you what, I got a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah,
listen.
yeah,
I
yeah.
started looking them up, and I
Yeah,
I didn't know if I had enough ink left in my
yeah,
pen.
yeah.
But we have Coach Dion Bethea with us in the building, and man, we thank you for taking out the time out of your busy schedule to sit down and just chop it up with us and talk all
Yeah,
things basketball, all things great collegiate, and all things future, where things could go.
yeah,
So welcome.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
man, hey, guess a little something, man. A little background on you or whatever, man.
Man, I tell you what, man, I appreciate y'all having me on,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Great honor, to be here with both of y'all, man. I grew up here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
I rep my neighborhood proud. I grew up in Newcastle,
Okay.
so it's
Okay.
in the Dennisville area.
Yeah,
Um, a lot of great things happened over there. My grandmother, she put a lot into me. Put a lot into me.
yeah,
And my mom was always around. My aunts, my uncles, like they all did a great job of helping groom me into who I am today. I'm a graduate of Richard Northeast High School.
Okay.
okay,
R&E.
yeah,
Yeah, go Cavs.
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then after high school, I decided to go to Allen University and play some basketball there, just
Okay.
like I did at Northeast. And Allen was great to me. I made all conference. I was a really good player, and I played with some really talented guys. Two of the guys I played with, they led NAIA in scoring. They were like 1 and 2. So then I led the nation in assists.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah, that
Can't
adds
score
up.
without
Yeah,
the assist
yeah,
in most
exactly.
cases, unless they
Uh,
just ball hogging. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I was dropping them dimes off. You know what I'm saying? But nah, Allen was good to me. I go back there a lot because, of course, we played there as well
yeah,
too.
okay.
But just being over there and seeing the great things they got going now. Like when I played, we didn't have a gym. We played over at Benedict College.
Okay.
okay.
Played at Olympia High School. So just telling those young people, man, like, boy, they blessed. Like 15 passages, we might have like 20 people on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Traveling all over. But basketball has been really, really good to me, man.
Yeah. So, how did you get started in basketball, man?
I took
Out the wound, you just say started balling.
Nah, I was be honest with you, I was a football guy.
Oh,
So
for real?
yeah, I was a football guy. So in the neighborhood, we was like playing busting on the sidelines, and I was real tough. Did a lot of fighting,
Okay.
and definitely had to grow up out of that. But the basketball came with two of my older cousins, B.K. Robinson and my cousin Pop. We used to call him Big Pop because we had two Pops in the family.
Okay.
And they used to take me to the gym with them and give me an opportunity to play. And it was something that they introduced to me that I ended up falling in love with. So, of course, my mom and everybody in my family, like my aunts and uncle, my grandmother, they all from New York, from Best-Eye. And all the grandkids, we're from South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay. Very similar to my stepdad. They're from Coney Island.
Okay.
Most of their family, they're from Saluda, South Carolina. A rival that you had, I'm sure. But everybody's from New York.
Yeah.
And so they came down here and experienced football and basketball. So, but they play a different level of basketball up there. So, hey, we used to play pickup ball. Them guys was playing rough, man. They was Rucker Park type people. And I was like, man, so anyway. But yeah, just so you have a historical lineage of basketball if you've been playing with relatives and all those kind of things. I think Greg wanted to know what got you started. You say you just fell in love with it. What's one of those things that what is it about basketball that you have that love and that passion for?
They taught me early on, if you're not gonna put your all into it, man, you might not want to do it. So when they introduced basketball to me, my other cousin, Lil Pop, um, we graduated together and we did everything together. He's like my brother.
Okay.
And we used to go to the parks and just being competitive and kind of getting a gauge of where your game's at and how hard you're working because everybody wanted to prove that they were really good. Like our park was Forest Lake Park, and just going there, man, and you see the different types of talent that was coming through and different things that you need to work on that you need to improve in. And it was just something that I really, really wanted to do. So I started to watch it a lot. I fell in love with the Arkansas Razorbacks. Nolan
Oh,
Richardson and
man.
those guys.
Yeah,
What they call it,
yeah.
what, 40 minutes of hell?
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. And Todd Day was my favorite player.
Okay.
Todd Day
Yeah.
was my favorite
Yeah.
player, of course. Penny Hardaway when he was at Memphis, and then the NBA, that was my favorite player. So, just watching and watching how the game was flowing, getting a better understanding of what I needed to do to improve. I didn't have any of those guys' height, so I had to get creative and really work on my position, which was the point guard position. So
Okay.
So you said about the street ball and kids these days, man, they really don't know anything about street ball just going like pretty much on Saturdays and Sundays, sometime in the afternoon, going to a park and just playing ball and like
Sun
you
up
say,
to sundown.
pretty much
Yeah.
a crafting your game or whatever. So,
Oh yeah, and I hate what's going on now because it's
Yeah.
like they can't even get into the parks and recreation because you might have yoga going on,
Yeah.
like something going on that's keeping our kids out of there. But when I was coming up, like you got friends that have goals in their backyard,
Yeah.
so we were playing
Oh yeah.
in one backyard going
yeah.
to another one, and then
Exactly.
parks and recreation, and everybody went to Fort Jackson and played. So you constantly getting better. You talk about trainers.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have trainers
Nah,
back then. It was like
Your cousin Pop was your trainer.
that was my trainer. He was like, "I'm gonna wear you out all night long," and he was doing that.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
you had to go home and get better because, hey, man, Papa ain't beat me every day. I
Oh
know.
my goodness.
Yeah.
He made it a point too. And my other cousin Rock, which is his little brother, so he was younger than us, but he was in there mixing it up, and he was a good basketball player too. But you had to go prove yourself, not just at the parks and recreations. You had to prove yourself in the neighborhood. So
Yeah,
you go one neighborhood to another one.
Yeah.
Let's see how good you are.
Oh yeah, because that's what we used to do. Pretty much we go from Batesburg to middle school where you shoot ball there, or whatever. Pretty much crafting our game and stuff. Then we go to Saluda, play down there at West End,
East End Drive,
or whatever. So we was going from park to park, just playing, just crafting our game, man, whatever. But so say you went to R&E. So did y'all win the state? You play for the state?
Nah, got another story for y'all with that, man. So middle school, I went to Dent Middle School, and my grandmother worked there, and I had to really work on my game. Like I could shoot the basketball. I had a nice little crossover, but I needed to do some other things too because during the time I was coming up, we had really, really good guys that I was playing with. So, playing middle school, it helped me grow as a player, but I needed to be that much better going into high school. So my high school coach, which was the late, great Carl Williams, Coach Williams had a certain group that he liked. No earrings, your hair had to be wet. Like, it was no joke, socks pulled up,
Yeah.
So, I ended up playing JV basketball, made the varsity my junior year, and then my senior year, I ended up getting cut. And a lot of people didn't realize that because I was good. I was really good.
That's never heard of right there.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not calling myself Jordan. We seen Jordan get cut, but then he got cut early on, not late.
Yeah.
So, so the thing for me was, like nobody knew what happened, and my grandmother was pissed, and she went up there and she just told the coach that, he made a mistake, and he'll see in the long run. And then she walked out. And what I did, Lamont Hendricks, they invited me to come to Forest Lake. They had a Parks and Recreation league, and I went over there, man, and it was like I had to show I belonged. So I was over there killing and played with some really good talent. Like, I mean, it was kids that just didn't want to play high school basketball but wanted to play over there. So it was like a really good league. Morrell Bowler put it on. Morrell ran the park. And, man, I was over there killing. So a lot of people was like, man, what happened? And I was like, well, nobody knows. Nobody knows. But my cousin Pop, he played varsity junior, senior year. And he was frustrated and upset that I didn't make the team either because it was like he belongs.
Yeah, that's your boy.
Yeah,
y'all a duo.
Yeah, so he was telling me how the season was going and stuff, and then when they ended up losing in the playoffs, like I was still playing, so ended up winning the recreation league championship, but you never know who watching. So the assistant coach at the time was Joe Rice to my coach, Coach Williams. And Coach Rice just took the job at Allen University. So that's how I ended up at Allen, because he was like, yo, D, you're good enough. Come play for me. And that's how I ended up at Allen. But, Northeast never won a basketball state championship.
Yeah. So that's like my man Troy on the Stay Together podcast, man.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Who Know You.
Yeah,
And
it's
my
not
man
who you know.
knew you.
Yeah.
Hey, because we were saying, hey, it's sometimes it's pretty
Who you
much
know.
who you know.
Yeah.
Or he was like, hey, nah, it's not who you know, it's who know
knows
you.
you.
Or,
Yeah.
so, hey, my man knew you. Because I was trying to figure out when you said you got cut your senior year. I was like, hey, so if you get cut your senior year,
How
you're
do you
not
go
playing
play
ball.
collegiate ball?
How you go
Yeah.
play collegiate ball?
Yeah.
Man? That's
But-
it, man.
But
Yeah.
it goes back to, and shout out to Troy and the Gansey Cole and Delvin James, because I think we need to throw that little additive in there. We got our merch out now.
Yeah, we
you
got
know
our
what I'm
merch
saying?
out, man. God's
doing
plan.
it with purpose and
Doing it
God's
with
plan. But
purpose,
that's something
Pretty
that
much
Greg
it.
is always saying.
Yeah, he didn't give me a chance to, but it was
in
coming.
terms,
God's plan,
like
man.
that was
Yeah,
that senior year. Maybe you would have not missed, but the development process that you went through. You know that the younger generation, they put everything in the microwave, but God had you in the crock pot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
He was stewing you and cooking you, and everything tasted better, because had you been playing for R&E, would the coach had saw you at the actual Recreation and Parks championship? You know what I'm saying? Or
And then
during that whole
another
season.
thing is pretty much, I know just talking to you the little bit of time I've been talking to you. Hey, I know getting cut had to fuel you. So you was like, hey, man, I'm going over here, man. I'm about to kill these dudes, man. I'm about to,
They finna catch
this dude done messed up, man. Hey, I'm about to show these
There you go,
dudes.
catch
hey.
it. And you had the support grandmother that went up there.
Oh, yeah.
And it still didn't change. Oh yeah. It was that a kill or be killed instinct. Then.
Yeah, she said that, man. She told me, she said, look, she said, this is just gonna be fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
And I always use that, like, no matter what I do, man, because like, I don't bother nobody, and I knew at that time I was a good kid, but he cut me. I go to Allen, have a great career there, get sick and stuff, but then it came back because he finally admitted it and that he made a mistake.
Yeah.
And he rewarded me for the mistake that he made by making me the varsity assistant coach and JV coach at Lower Richland High School.
That's what's up, man.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up. Yeah,
So,
that's what's up. Yeah.
But
It
like
worked
you
out.
said, but it's like I said, God just felt like, you know what, it wasn't time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
God's
nah,
plan.
this right here is gonna help you.
Yeah.
And just hang in there.
Yeah.
So.
And we look at it as at the time,
That's
this
not a
ain't
good
helping me
feeling.
at all.
Yeah,
man.
that's not
man,
what you
what
want.
the world is going on? You know what I'm saying? But God a funny dude like that, man.
And for all
Yeah,
we
funny
know,
dude like that, man.
if you
Yeah.
go that route that you wanted, are you on the route that you needed to be,
Yeah.
such as now? Because I mean, you mentioned it, and one of us was gonna touch on it, but you said you ran to Allen University, and there was a sickness that came about. What was the sickness? I mean, because it wasn't coronavirus, wasn't out then, but, so.
Nah, I was at Shoney's. Shoney's used to be big here.
Oh yeah, Shoney's.
Yeah.
Waffle House. Never mind. I ain't even gonna get into
man.
that. Shoney's was it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was me and my mom's spot. So we was over there one day, and we was just eating, and I told her I had like a knot, like it was one of my lymph nodes. It was kind of swollen, and she said, "Hey, let's go get it checked out." So I ended up going to the hospital, getting a biopsy done, and my cousin BK, the one that got me into basketball, he took me, and once we got the biopsy done, went back for the results. He took me up there, and then I was just in there by myself. He was in the lobby, so they was explaining to me that I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's. They caught it early, but I had to go through 6 months of chemotherapy.
Yeah.
And I was still playing basketball at Allen at the time.
Wow.
And like if anybody knows what chemo is, it's a form of like poison that they put into your body.
Radiation.
Yeah. So I don't have big veins. So I had to go through this whole procedure where they put a porta calf like on my chest. And I used to go over here to Lexington and sit in there for like 6 hours. And it was like a hook like this long, man. And, they'll put it in me and they'll bring the little IV out. And it was like red and it just dripped for 6 hours. They had to go through the whole bag to make sure it got through me and stuff, man. And with a lot of prayer, my grandmother and my mom was there with me. A lot of great friends that was supporting me as well. And a lot of people didn't know because I had a low haircut. So, losing the hair thing, like, you couldn't tell, unless I said something. So ended up, another obstacle that he put in front of
God's
me.
plan.
And he wanted to see how I was going to respond. And I still loved basketball and wanted to play. So, I practiced some days because we practiced at Benedict in the morning. And Coach Simon was like, "Hey, look, if you can't go, you just can't go." And, sometimes I'd be in the bleachers laid out, but.
I was going to say, because you're practicing at a high level. We're not talking about pickup ball like you're going into the Y. You're actually practicing for collegiate level basketball after radiation. I mean, I have a somewhat of a medical background from my military experience, but the radiation and chemotherapy process is tiresome. It's gruesome. It's grueling.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too, man. I was like, hey, I ain't go through it.
Don't get me wrong, Jordan played with the flu, but Jordan didn't play with chemotherapy going on. And so
and see, that's the story that I heard, that pretty much you didn't miss a practice or anything, man.
Yeah.
The story that I heard or whatever. So.
Yeah, I got a lot of toughness in me, man. Like I said, I'm from Newcastle, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But now I
like
just,
Dre said, off the rip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Off the rip. Yeah.
I just didn't want it to win because at first when I was diagnosed with it, I didn't know enough about it. So, I get in the car with my cousin BK and I'm crying. And he was like, "Yo, look, you don't even know what it is. Like, it ain't the end. Like, yo, we're going to fight this."
And so I just want to touch on this. We always talk about God's plan, right? And so what you just said proves a story that I've told my son, some of his friends, even my daughter who's in college now at USC. And you were like the bumblebee. And if you look at scientifically speaking, according to aerodynamics, the bumblebee is not supposed to fly. But the bumblebee doesn't know anything about aerodynamics, so it flies anyway. So the fact that you get this diagnosis, you didn't really know much about it. A lot of times from studies that have been proven, some people die in the process or give up in the process when it comes to these illnesses, conditional illnesses, because they know too much about it. They know what it's supposed to do. But you knew more about God than you knew about Hodgkin's. And so the fact that you did not know about it, hey, I equate that to being like the bumblebee. You flew anyway, according to medical treatment and medical studies, like you get this, you got this percent, they call it prognosis or survival rate, but you defeated it because you didn't let that stop who you knew you were called to be. So hats off to you, man. I mean, that's
for sure.
Just even going to practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Many people, they got a high ankle sprain. I ain't going to practice, but we're talking about you fighting for
life
your life.
Death.
Yeah,
life
you fighting
death.
for your life, and you chose life over what the doctors say. Like my grandmother would say, "Whose report you gonna believe?" Well, you believe report of the Lord. You know,
Yeah.
they're gonna be proud of us for remembering those things. But
Yeah.
it's not until you get into the moment that you actually remember those things. So yeah, man, hey, that's inspiring.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
inspiring. Any young person, old person who watches this episode, we definitely gonna use this clip for a reel. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying? But
for sure.
man, this is whose report you gonna believe. And
Yeah.
for the kids that you coach, I'm sure that it makes it easier sometimes because this generation is different. But when you're telling them something like, listen to what I'm saying, because you have the stories and the experience to back up the coaching and the teachings. How have you been able to use what you've been through to make you a better coach?
Nah, just they say practice what you preach.
Yeah.
One of the other things I told them too, like when I was going through that chemo, like they had a bell in there, so every day I walked in. Not every day, but when I had to report to do the chemo and stuff, like I made it a point to myself to say, like I'm gonna be ringing that bell. So
Yeah, okay.
like it doesn't matter what nobody's saying because I'm in the room and there's people in there that actually got something worse than what I had.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
Wow.
any guarantees.
Yeah.
So the thing was like, dude, you young, you got a lot going, man. Like, yo, you gonna beat this.
Oh yeah.
So I never gave into it, and my family, they were so important because, they didn't even give me a chance to sit there and
The
get
option
down.
to say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
nah, man, we not losing to this.
Nah.
And I was gonna touch on the fact of the matter you said that you told Pop pretty much, hey, you don't even know what this is. Hey, pretty much, hey, we gonna beat this. And I was gonna save it for later, but you already done brought it up. Your motto, man. The motto says, "Greatest glory is not never falling, but rising every time we fall." So
Yeah.
pretty much, hey, that goes back to your motto. I was gonna ask you to explain it, but
Yeah.
you pretty much done explained it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean that's real, man. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, um, everything that I've been through, that I've seen and stuff. I swear to y'all, like my grandmother, she prepared me for everything,
Yeah.
and she made sure. I get real emotional when I talk
Yeah.
about it to like
Hey, man,
everybody.
it's-
But the thing for her was like she didn't treat me like I was a grandchild. She treated me like I was one of her sons.
Yeah.
So with my relationship with my aunts and uncles, it was a brother-sister relationship. And then, mom was mom, but I always wanted to be around grandmother. But she was tough. She kept the family together. She just wanted me to understand, like, listen, everything ain't gonna go your way.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do to sit there, to make it right? You can sit there and go the other way, or you can sit there and say, hey, you know what? Let me figure it out. Because once you figure it out, then nobody can tell you can't do anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So and that's why like that's one of my my biggest things, man. And I tell my kids that too, man. Like like nah, nobody can tell you can't be great. The only person can tell you you can't be great is yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So, and going back to that, I read this thing where you say, hey, pretty much, you got the degree from Benedict, and it was pretty much for her.
Yeah.
Hey, pretty much, you did it all for her, man. Whatever. And you got the degree late. But so.
Yeah, I mean, I got it 2 years ago, and when I had Hoskins at Allen, of course, I went through the basketball season, and it wasn't so much of me giving up. It was just, man, like, you're not good enough to go play overseas or in the NBA. Like, what's next? So, I didn't have to pay no rent or nothing. I live with my grandmother forever, but you still got to put money in your pocket.
Yeah.
So, I didn't go back, and that was something that was always missing, but it was always in my back pocket. So then, you fast forward to me doing some great things here at Great Collegiate Academy. So I said, well, you know what? I'm doing these great things for them. I need to do some great things for myself.
Yeah.
But people didn't know because, like when you do got good things going on, nobody gonna assume anything unless
Nah.
somebody talk about it. So Allen embraced me like I had it, but nobody knew. They always thought I finished, but so I was like, I said, nah, I gotta make sure I get it.
Okay.
It
That's
was a
what's up, man.
personal accomplishment that you wanted, to see forth, and I commend you on that? Because you said you graduated from Benedict. You
Yeah.
went back
Yeah.
through Benedict. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, you went back home. You started because you like I said when you all played, you didn't have a gym. You know,
Mhm.
so you all played at Benedict, and so it was like being at home.
Oh,
And so yeah.
yeah. You know, like when I was there, when we were playing our games at Allen, you know, I did go over and talk with the lady. She's not there no more, but it wasn't a good conversation. Every time we talked, it was like, yeah, you know, you got to start over. And, you know, once again, now, the Lord, now, He knows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So He put somebody in my life that was so important to me knocking it out at Benedict was Dr. Shelby. And my conversations with her was, look, I need to get this because my kids didn't know. You know, my two girls, they didn't know. And then,
So
of
everybody's
course,
thinking you got a degree
yeah,
already.
everybody thought I had
Yeah.
it. And I knew I couldn't level up unless I had it.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't want to be stuck to one place. But then my players didn't even know it. So Dr. Shelby was like, look, this is what you need to do. Here's the process. Well, normally when you talk to somebody who's already living and making money and stuff, like, you know, you get complacent and you don't
Mhm.
even think about it.
Yeah.
Well, she was calling me and was like, D, what's up? Did you follow the steps I gave you? And I was like, nah, not yet. Come on, what we doing?
Yeah.
So next thing you know, I did the application and, you know, got everything I needed done. Got the school to pay for it. And I'm a student. And
Yeah.
luckily it was during the COVID time because I didn't have to report to campus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can go to work.
Guys playing.
Yeah, go to work.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my principal, man, my boss, he's been great since I've been here. So he was like, nah, this is important to you. Let's get it done. So, you know, I'm doing Zooms and stuff, and I wouldn't put my picture up there. And, you know, of course, they was like, nah, we got to see who we talking to. Introduce yourself. So as soon as I did it, all you hear is ding, 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 ding. So a bunch of the messages were coming in, and it was like, I can't call them kids.
Yeah.
So my colleagues, they was like, Coach Dion, what you doing on here? Oh, like, man. But they were great.
Yeah.
All the professors I had was great. And you know, like shout out to Dr. Artist too, man. You know, the president at Benedict, because I got it done in 16 months. But what was great about it was this one class, and the lady, she knew I couldn't come on campus, and she was like, "Nah, you missed the time where you can, if you wanted to do a Zoom, you can't do it." So we Facebook friends. So I reached out to her, and she said, "Contact this person." And they let me end up taking it through another school.
And transferring.
Yeah, to make sure I can get out and graduate on time.
Yeah.
And I thought that was dope.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what was it? What was that graduation experience like for you? I mean,
Man.
granted, by this time, you said it's 2 years ago. So by this time, you got a few state championships under your belt. I mean, you got a thriving program. Your kids are born. You've defeated these obstacles, and it's like now this.
Man, I mean, it was a great feeling. I had to make sure I explained it to my girls first, make sure they knew what was going on because, of course, you know, they got friends and
Yeah.
they friends' parents probably done went through college and had their degrees and stuff. So, you know, once I explained it to them, it took a lot off of me. And then I explained it to my team and the coaches and stuff, and they was like, "Wow, we never knew, Coach. We thought you always had it." I was like, "Yeah, everybody did."
Yeah.
You know, but just to get an opportunity to be there and you know, be able to walk across that stage, man, and get that college degree, and then too, how happy my wife was because she played a major role in it. Coach Jeffries told me this a couple months ago when I played him in the documentary. I said, they told me behind every great man there's a great woman.
Yes, sir.
He said, well, let me stop you. He said, no, it's not behind you. She said, every great woman walks beside you.
Beside you, yeah.
And I swear that's the type of relationship me and my wife have because she pushed me through the process of me getting it. Ended up getting summa cum laude,
Yeah.
you know, and
That's what's up, man.
you know, just knocked it out in 16 months, man. But you know, it was definitely a team effort. You know, a team effort across the board. But definitely top 5 on my list. You know, so.
So yeah, that's what it. And we talk about all the time. The couple of podcasts we done.
Man.
Hey, the Wives, man, they the real MVP, man.
First episode,
Yeah.
second
Yeah,
episode.
they the real MVP, man. They make this thing pretty much
Hey,
work.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they make this thing work, and I see pretty much you going through the same thing, man. You got MVP at the house, man. Pretty much
they the backbone, man.
you Coach Dion out front, doing everything. Your name is just flashing or whatever, but in all actuality, man, she behind the scenes, she the MVP.
She's absorbing everything.
Yeah, walking right there beside you, man. Whatever.
And that's why I take them everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
when I coached in the Jordan game, it was an unbelievable experience, but I knew that her and the girls had to be there to share that with me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, like anything I'm doing to, the pictures that we take in a day, like you'll see that they on the banners, a couple of them.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of them they not on there because family dance or sneaker
Yeah.
ball, and one of them might be on there, but they always with me. So, I don't really do too much unless we all doing it together. So, like I said, with my success, they're a part of that.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Oh yeah. So you said about the Jordan game. You coached in the Jordan game, man, and I was gonna go to like this coaching thing. How did you come to just start coaching, man? You come from playing ball to coaching, and we talk about it all the time. A lot of people, they play ball, they know ball, all the aspects of it or whatever, but it's hard for someone to just coach somebody else how to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever. You got some people that they can do it, and some people that can't do it. Whatever. And we pretty much know you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. Whatever. So how did the Jordan game go? And well, first of all, how you get into coaching?
It started at Forest Lake Park. I went to Morrell, and he was running the park, and I told him, I said, hey, I want to coach a team. So he said, well, I'm not going to let you coach, a team. I'll let you coach one of the youth groups. So I ended up coaching one of the younger groups and having a lot of success with it. And it was like my first time losing, and I called my uncle, Mark Gerald at the time. He's a legend at Mullins High School. And I was hurt that we lost the championship. And he said, I don't know no coach that's never lost. So he said, you're going to win something, you're going to lose something. So get over it.
Yeah.
So I was traveling around with my cousin Gerard Gerald and Raymond Felton when they was playing the AAU basketball for Top Sports. So I was like, man, this seemed like it's kind of cool, and I'm coaching recreation, so maybe this is something I want to do. So I ended up taking some of that talent off of my Parks and Recreation team and starting the AAU program by pulling some names out the hat. Wow. And it started out as Richland Ravens, and I was getting better as a coach. I wasn't great.
Yeah.
But just starting out. But I knew what talent looked like, and kids wanted to come play for me. So we started with a pair of mesh shorts, 2 T-shirts, and 2 different color T-shirts, and we were
not Saturday morning.
Yeah, man, and going around the Richland Ravens and stuff. No deal, and Tops came to me and it was like, hey, we want you to come on board. And I was like, I got to bet on myself. I said, y'all done built something great there. I'm starting with the younger guys. It's not interfering with anything y'all got going on, and poured into it. And I started making phone calls. So we started out with Feli. This is when
Not the 2 for $89 at
Oh
Foot Locker.
man, but they had some cool ones though.
Yeah.
So Feli was sending shoes and stuff. So started out with them.
The Grand
So what
Hills.
year is this,
the Grand
man?
Hills.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it was right after the Allen stuff. I jumped into the AAU stuff early.
Yeah.
I did 1 year Parks and Recreation and then jumped right into the AAU stuff. And having a lot of great success. This is 99.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just
getting out of high school.
was jumping.
Yeah, man.
I was jumping.
2 for $89.
Yeah, I probably had a pair of them, man.
Oh man, the Feli basketball shoes. So had that for the kids. I always felt like you had to dominate the state first before you start talking about going out of state, because you're coming out your own pocket.
Yeah.
So started out with the Felis, and then I called Puma. And Vince Carter just got drafted. Puma picked them up. So they sent us Vince Carter Puma shoe. They sent us a reversible jersey this time, and then the solid player shorts. So we walking
So
around.
y'all back then, man.
Yeah,
Y'all
got the
fresh.
backpack on,
Yeah.
walking around. I'm like, Dad, they got Puma, Vince
Yeah.
Carter shorts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And start winning and getting some traction and stuff, and then start to get better talent. And Adidas had a relationship with them, and they start sending us some stuff every now and then. And Nike started to creep in a little bit too, and everybody said, "Man, how did it start?"
Yeah.
And we got invited to Boo Williams, and we did real well there. And the Godfather, who's a mentor of mine, George Raveling, he came to Boo Williams to watch us play and said, "Hey, we want to do something with y'all." So they pulled us into the room and was like, "Yeah, we gonna come to the camp."
Yeah.
But like I was telling the boys, like, now if y'all don't want to do that, we ain't gotta do it. And it's like, yeah, we'll talk. So okay, we'll go. So we get back and then get ready to go to Houston. And Nike sent us some colors that wasn't even our colors. They sent us like a reversible blue top and bottom. And then sent us our red and white shoes. So I was like, man, forget this. And Adidas was like, yo, it'll be, we got some stuff at the hotel for you. Man, we get to the hotel, patent leather pro models, the new
Come
ones.
on, man.
Yeah, the nice thick NBA reversible stuff, and it's fly. So the kids, I said, I'm gonna let y'all make the decision. They was like, yo, coach, we want to wear the Adidas stuff. And we had a Nike event.
I was about to say, so y'all at a Nike event and
Yeah.
y'all gonna wear Adidas stuff.
Yeah, it was
Man,
bold.
That can't be good, man.
It was bold. So
That
we
can't be
played.
good.
We played, and then Don Crenshaw walked on the floor, and he said, "Coach, what's up?" And I said, "What's up is they didn't want to wear the stuff because it wasn't our colors." And they said, "All right, cool." So the whole trip back from Houston, my grandmother kept calling me, and she said, "Hey, this guy named George Raveling keep calling." So I said, "I don't know no George Raveling." I said, "What are you calling the house for?" He said, "You need to call him. It's important." So I get back, I call him, and it sounded like he was in the steam room. Straight mafia stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like,
So
what?
the Godfather.
Yeah, man. He was like, he said, how dare you come to a Nike event wearing that Adidas stuff? I'm coming to South Carolina. I'm coming to see you, and I'm coming to see your big kid. And I know I'm fussing at you now. And I'm looking at the phone.
So he
like,
talking to you like, hey,
yeah. I'm sitting there like, who he talking to? And he said, I'll be there. And I said, all right, whatever, hung up. So then I get a phone call the next day from Rashawn and his mom, and they said, look, you need to come up to Florence and meet this guy. And I was like, oh, my goodness, they must have got to him. So I wasn't going by myself.
so Rashawn, one of your players.
Yeah, Rashawn Dickey. Like, he
Okay,
played
yeah.
at Marlboro
Yeah,
County.
yeah.
And, Sean's super talented. And one of my guys, I had Zam Frederick at the time. So,
Hey, stop right there. You had Zam talking about Buck,
Buck, yeah.
Georgia Tech.
and Buck played
USC.
with you.
Yeah, so nobody knew about him. My Uncle Mark said, look, if you're looking for a good young kid, call Coach Frederick.
Yeah.
So, like I said, they didn't have cell phones, so I'm calling the house phone. And
Yeah.
this kid answered the phone, and I'm like, yo, I want you to come play AAU. What? I'm in. He ain't asking no questions, no nothing.
Buck just want a ball, man.
Buck
That's
just
it.
want to hoop.
Yeah.
So, you got Buck, Rashawn, Brandon Wallace.
Yeah.
So, I got dudes. So, I go to Florence, and this huge guy come walking out the hotel, and I said, oh my goodness, man, look at this guy, man. So take us over to Outback. He ordered like these big ribs, and he got a knife like real big, and he's sitting across from me looking, and he cutting it, and he said, what's the problem? I said, well, the problem is, man, the reversible uniforms, not our colors and stuff. He said, okay, I can take care of that. And then he said, I'm gonna ask you something. He said, you want the long-term relationship or the short-term? So I was like, well, what's the difference? He said, the short-term relationship is when Rashawn is done, we're done. Long-term relationship is, as long as I'm alive, I'm going to take care of you. So I was sitting there like,
That's what's up.
Oh yeah.
I said, I want the long-term.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
so
wouldn't?
Coach Rav, man, he been doing his thing.
Wow.
So that's how you got the Nike stuff still yet today?
Yeah, because
Since 99 or something?
Because he taught me the importance of relationships. When you got great
Yeah,
relationships, like, he said that to me, that he would take care of me. But what he did was he had me come out to Jordan camp. I was working Jordan camp and meeting folks within Nike, and the relationships just kept growing. So once I ended up getting out of the AAU stuff, Tony Dorado, who runs the Nike Elite High School stuff,
Yeah.
Tony was like, yo, I'm gonna help you. But also too that helped me out too was Merle Cole, because Merle from South Carolina, he worked for Nike, so Merle was like, he said, "Nah, D, I got you. I'm gonna take care of you and make sure you're good." So he was brokering deals for me once I got out of the AAU stuff to make sure that I was good. Once I gravitated to the high school stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So everything from the getting cut your senior year, playing in the rec and recreation park league, to running into the coach or having the coach see you,
Mhm.
get on a position at pretty much get on a team at Allen, run into another hurdle with the cancer diagnosis, jump over that. Greatness is just following you.
Yeah.
Man, yeah,
For sure.
I mean, like you can't get away.
Yeah.
You can't shake it off with a stick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
man, great, hey, great. Always got great people around me, man. Great people and great relationships, man. I tell you, and I tell my kids this. You know, it goes a long way. The two things, if you ask any of my players, two things I can't stand is a liar and a thief. And I'm huge on that. So even when they leave, if you run into one of my former players, it sticks with them because they know I try to make it my point to give them everything. That way they don't have to ask for anything.
Yeah.
And then with the lying thing, it was just more so of like, this is a job. So I'm not expecting your mom and dad to call. Like, you pick up the phone and call. Don't sit there and lie now.
Yeah.
Because now you got to sit there and deal with the consequences. And it only helps them in the long run, man. So that's why I'm real huge on those two things. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. So how do we get to Gray, building a powerhouse at Gray? How do we get here?
well, I mean, my last year doing AAU was Bryce Johnson. I mean, I know y'all know Bryce and his dad Herman. So
Yeah.
when we were all sitting down and Bryce was making the decision to go to North Carolina, I felt like I did it with him. I was like, man, I'm tired, and just wanted to do something different. So I was told by a close friend of mine, Trey Hurd, that we went to Northeast together. Trey said, hey, man, I'm coaching at this post-grad program, which is Great Military Academy. We got football.
Yeah.
The guy want to start basketball. So he said, but reach out to him. He said, I think he's about to hire somebody. So by this time, I'm a TA at Windsor Elementary. So while I'm covering this class, I call a guy, Todd Helms, and I said, hey, man, I was told to give you a call. He's like, yeah, I think I'm about to hire somebody, but send me your resume. So we talked about the relationships. Well, the thing for me was I really wanted the job. So I had Bobby Crimmins call, and Bobby Crimmins at the time was College of Charleston head coach. Steve Smith at Clemson. I had AK call from Ole Miss. Like, it was everybody and their mama calling this guy. So the one that really put him over the hump was North Carolina is getting ready to play on the ship out of California.
Yeah.
And this is the first time they did it.
Yeah.
And, of course, Bryce on that team. So Roy Williams called Todd. So then Todd called me. He's like, hey, I gotta meet with you before I hire this other guy. So the other guy, he played for Calipari at UMass.
Mm-hmm.
And, Todd felt a certain kind of way, like felt good about that. And he was the coach at Memphis at the time. But then when I got Bill Self and Roy Williams in the call, and he was sitting there like, nah, I'm hiring the wrong person.
Yeah.
So he ended up giving me the job, had 2 great years. With the post program, the only problem I had with that was kids had to pay to go to school, and like I didn't like that because my AAU days, it wasn't nobody paying no money. Once we got the deal, it was like everything was on Nike. And I had got tired of coming home in the red, off of the AAU trips. But then when Nike came in, they made it that much better.
Yeah.
But had 2 great years at Great Military Academy. I applied for the Richard Northeast job to go home, and I felt like I was ready. Had 2 great years at the post-grad programs, 2 winning seasons, got in the top 10 in the post-grads in the country. So I was like, this is my moment. So everybody was hitting me and say, yo, you killed the interview. She gonna give you the job. So I'm sitting there like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A chance to, just stay, go back where it started for me at.
Oh, yeah.
And like I got sick, like a cold, and I didn't hear anything. So the next thing you know, I got this letter in the mail, and they went a different direction. Well, they gave it to another good friend of mine because me and his brother went to school together, Aaron Lucas, and I was crushed. And that's when I said to myself, like, oh, okay, all right, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show
Another
you.
moment. You've
Yeah.
done. I done been here before.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna show you that you made a mistake.
Yeah.
So Todd was like, "Hey, I'm gonna start Gray Collegiate Academy.
Yeah.
Would you like to come and be the high school coach?" And I said, "As long as it ain't charging kids, I'm in."
Yeah.
And he ended up giving me the job, build a school from the ground up, and social media big. So I love the post,
Yeah,
letting
yeah.
them see everything, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay. 2 great seasons because we can't play for anything, but then start winning chips. So then, like hindsight is 50-50, a message I got from somebody, don't want to say no names.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, but the boss, my wife, she said back then they didn't want you. Now
Nah,
you
Mike
have
Jones.
Yeah, Mike Jones.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
And she said, why would you leave?
Yeah.
She said, no, they missed their opportunity. You ain't going nowhere. So, I prayed about it and stuff,
Yeah.
man. And it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
It was meant to be at the time because I was a TA at Windsor making pennies, which I could have went over there and did the same thing, and they probably would have gave me a little more or whatever. But Todd and Gray came at me like, no, we going to make you family. We going to take care of you and give you an opportunity to take care of yourself and your family. And that's what happened. And that's how Gray got going. And, I wanted to put my all into it, man, because I wanted to show any and everybody that passed up on me that they made the mistake.
Mm.
Yeah.
I didn't make no mistake. You
Yeah.
made the mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this stuff could have happened this way, but once again, it was God's plan. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm not gonna let you get this.
Yeah.
This ain't where it's gonna happen for you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now I see all this passion, man. I see like just watching you coach and the interviews and just all that. I see where all this passion is coming from, man. Or whatever. It's pretty much a fire that they done built inside
Oh,
of
yeah.
you.
But no,
that's pretty
no.
much that got to come out.
Grandma had already. So this is old saying. Back when Zenith first came out, yeah, we had Zenith TVs. Now they got Vizio and all that kind of stuff. But they say the quality goes in before the name is ever put on it. So before you was ever the senior that got cut, before you were ever the Recreation League player, the AAU player, the AAU organization starter, the gentleman that R&E didn't select, before you was any of those, grandmother had already put that quality in you.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
already, it was
definitely
in you.
They just
And
throw
you
wood
just-
on the fire.
You just
Yeah.
started adding the different accolades and the names to it to give it some credibility, but
Yeah.
it was already in you.
Oh
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like me and my cousins, we used to fight all the time, But my uncle Ronnie, man, he was like, he said the thing with us is, he said if we gonna go to a fight, we all going together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said because that's what family do.
Oh, yeah.
And my family was big on family, so like nah, like when that happened, it was like all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I know my worth, and I'm not gonna sit there and let somebody sit and it was a thing to me where I'm gonna outdress you, I'm gonna outcoach you, but I'm gonna beat you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to, but also show class too while we doing it, while I'm helping my young men become men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been, been taught and what I've been doing.
So you say you're gonna outdress you, you're gonna beat you, just all the above. And man, you talked about this on the phone for a second, and I stopped you. So we are Batesburg Leesville alumni, or whatever.
Yeah.
So what's with the 93-14? I ain't got my phone with me now. 93-14 beating.
Don't even pull
you
that
done
up,
ga-
man.
Yeah, you
Don't
done
even pull
gave
that
us,
up.
man. What's that all about, man?
Man, I be sitting over there, man, like of course you don't want to embarrass nobody.
Yeah.
So it was a couple teams because like a lot of people they don't know that I know folks from the other teams too.
Yeah.
And of course I don't want to embarrass no kids, but then at the same time it's like, you sitting over there like, all right, let's play 2-3. All right, let's make sure we're not trying to score 100 because you do have teams around here trying to put 100 up on you. And I know if the roles were reversed,
Yeah.
it's a lot of people want to whip me like that.
Oh yeah.
But I'm never in trying to embarrass anybody, but when you take the starters out, you got other people that's hungry and they want to play
they
too.
trying to score.
Yeah, they're trying to make
Yeah.
they're trying to get to the point where I'm not in the game when they're up by this amount of points. So they have that hunger.
But
So
back in my day, though, man, when we played back 84, 85, every night we was trying to put 100 on the board. We was trying to make the scoreboard not show
Reset.
that little, it'll have 0-0 on there.
Yeah.
That was our motto or whatever. But I'm saying that about the 93-14 or whatever, jokingly, because I feel like pretty much all week long you practicing, you getting your team ready to come out and play at their highest level.
Yeah.
So you want them to perform. You don't want them to perform down. You want them to perform up. And like you just said, you got kids on the bench that's in practice, going hard, doing what they supposed to do or whatever. So
you
now
gotta
they got
reward 'em.
time. Yeah, you rewarding them, and they not gonna get in and want to hold the ball. They gonna want to get in the book. That's how we used to be, man. We get in. We want to get our name in the book, man. Whatever, in the paper, whatever.
Nah, that's what I was gonna say. Not the book. We
Yeah,
want to get in the paper.
not the
Yeah.
paper.
You see
whatever.
that name right there? in the
Yeah,
paper?
that's me. That's me. Yeah, exactly.
But I just wanted you to know too.
Nah, you good.
I never made any of that personal. Now
Yeah.
it could have been personal with a couple people I beat like
Yeah.
that, but it was never nothing personal,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It was just like I said, kids taking advantage of the opportunity.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I have a question, and 6-time champion, killed, dominated, flipped it upside down 2A, grades on the block to move to 4A. What are you looking forward to?
Better competition, of course.
Yeah.
Better competition, and just another another obstacle that I can sit there and figure out. We done won. We done won, and we done proved ourselves, but it changes nothing because the way our schedule is anyway. We play any and everybody.
Yeah.
But just got to keep the same mentality, man. Like, sticking together and going out there executing and just playing hard. You do that. I'm expecting the same thing in 4A. I mean, but there are better teams.
Yeah.
And just got to, make sure we prepared for them. So
And
I'm looking forward.
They have a bigger population pool to pull from. There's some of your smaller rural town areas. How do you get a team that has the caliber of talent that you have, the drive that they have, to stay focused during a season, last couple of seasons, when teams say, hey, we're not playing great because, they have their personal reasons or whatever. How do you keep a team humble and focused and driven to go out and win state championships? Because the generation that we now are facing, it's easy for them to get the big head, like they don't want to play us because they know this and they know that, not knowing as you go down the road in these, not tournaments, but playoff areas, hey, you're going to play against some competition. How do you keep them focused?
Nah, we didn't even focus on that. When we saw it happen to football,
Yeah.
and then of course volleyball and stuff, man. Like, it really didn't affect us because you lose those 8 games, but then you replace them with better games anyway.
Yeah.
So we never fed into it. Like, the ultimate goal was play the schedule that's in front of us, which is a great schedule. Get our kids the college exposure that they need, and then make sure we get our senior scholarships, which we did, and then get ready for the playoffs, because everything that we saw that wasn't in the region, like, we saw a lot of great basketball that helped us. You get to the state championship against Oceanside, and we down, 18-3 or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, we saw this before. We saw it against Westside. Westside came out, and by the way, Westside won the 2A state championships in Georgia.
Yeah.
So Westside jumped out on us the exact same way, and we never lacked any confidence that we were going to be fine. So the thing was, you see a couple shots fall, and which that happened, and we start playing better, and then you end up winning. So like, I never worried about the region schedule because the non-conference schedule was better, and the kids didn't even flinch at it. They was like, man, it's cool. We go to better places anyway.
Yeah.
And not to knock those teams, man, but it was just like, all right, y'all made that decision. So when the playoffs roll around, it is what it is.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
you got to you got to play the hand that you dealt.
Yeah.
I know we were actually the three of us because I'm a barber by trade, and so Friday nights I'm trying to get off, but I think it was might have been a Saturday tournament. You all was supposed to face Ridgeview. We was like, hey, we're going.
Yeah.
I'm
For them,
I'm
MLK.
Martin Luther King.
MLK.
Yeah.
So I'm moving clients around. I'm making sure his schedule's clear. You had to retire, so I'm like, hey, bro, we going. And then I don't know how I found out, but I was hurt. They was like, well, you're not gonna play. I was like, say what? So I called him like, yo, you heard Gray and Ridgeview was not playing? He was like, yeah, man. I was like, okay. He was like, you still going? Nah, I'm not going.
Nah,
I'm
you need
not
to go over
going.
there.
I'm not going. I'm good. I keep them couple dollars.
Yeah, Josh, we talked, and just a schedule conflict on his end, man. I'm pretty sure him and his kids wanted to play because we were ready to play, but it didn't happen. I think that game, though, man, like would have been crazy
Classic.
good.
Yeah.
Historical.
Yeah, but things happen for a reason. So, we ended up winning the state championship, and then he ended up winning one too. So,
Yeah. That's
The
what's
two
up.
best teams I would probably venture to say in the state.
Yeah,
Would have
well-
went head to head.
well, it's like 4 teams I probably would want to see: Gray, Ridgeview, Lexington.
Yeah.
Because of Cam and those guys. I mean, they got a crew over there too. And then, maybe a team from the upper state. I mean, like a Greer
Dorman,
or somebody
yeah.
like, somebody like that. And then, you settle it that way. But, like everybody path is different, man. And, and y'all not doing this, but, a lot of other people try to compare. It's no comparisons. Like all of us are different.
Yeah.
And all of us got our own different paths. So, and all of us got great programs.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And
So Cam Scott, I heard you mention his name or whatever. So just speak on him for a second, Cam Scott, just about his game, just all about him, whatever. Because that's we talked on the last podcast we did about him pretty much being at Lexington and staying at Lexington the whole time when he could have pretty much went anywhere he wanted to go and play anywhere he wanted to play, man. Whatever. But he said, hey, pretty much, I'm gonna play at Lexington. I'm gonna stay at Lexington. And me personally, I was thinking, hey, man, where this kid come from, man? There's no way he been in Lexington all these years.
yeah, he's been there.
Yeah.
And shout out to his mom and his dad, man, and his little brother. He has an amazing family, man, and he's an amazing kid too.
Oh yeah.
Him staying at Lexington playing for good friend of mine, Pope. Pope is a really, really good coach, and him and Cam have a great relationship. So, Cam wanted to do something that hasn't been done over there in a long time. He wanted to win the state championship.
Okay.
So he was like, yeah, everybody calling, but I can go over there and make a difference and be a part of history. And that's what he ended up doing by him winning that his first state championship last year, getting them back on top. So, but the kid got game, man. He just opened his recruitment back up.
I saw that. Man.
So it'll be real interesting to see if he stay home this time.
Yeah.
Or he end up going somewhere else.
Yeah. So with Gray, we're gonna go back to Gray. We're just gonna stay on Gray. So pretty much you got 6 state championships. So out of those 6, what's your best championship, man? The first one?
Well, I done came up with an order because they made it personal this year. I done came up with an order, man. Our kryptonite at the time when we had Jalik was Keenan, of course.
Yeah.
And it was the Jalik senior year here, and we didn't have this nice facility. We played over at Allen University, and we beat them in the regular season. And you play one game, and we played them in the upper state finals. And I don't make excuses, but 2 games into the playoffs, our starter Keyshawn, he probably wouldn't be like a Hall of Fame or anything, but he was a utility guy, a guy that made sense for us, and he played our 5 spot at like 6'4", and he hustled, he take charges, he rebound, he do a lot of different things, and he was a big part of us winning those other games prior to us losing this one. But we go getting ready to get on the bus, and he missed the last playoff game because he was sick. And we was like, well, he'll be better. So we getting on the bus, and Coop was like, yo, D, where Keyshawn at? I'm like, Dad, that's a good question. I called his mom, and she said, Dion, he got the flu. I said, oh, my goodness. So, you know, we still got Juwan, Gary, Jaleel, Tommy Bruner, Jaleel, Jolly, you know. So we go up there, and just wasn't our day. They beat us. And I never forget, man, it was like so much yapping, so much talking, you know, after we lost. And I was walking out to the bus, and Mike Marsh, he was a junior, 6'10", and Mike was behind me, and he said, Coach, he said, don't worry about it. I'm going to get you your first state championship. So the state championship weekend, because I always made this point to myself, like, I'm not going to watch nobody else play no state championship unless we playing. So we wasn't playing for the state championship, so this gave me a chance to come to Atlanta and, go to Atlanta and check on my aunt. So me, my wife, and the girls, we drove to Atlanta, and I had my phone off. And as soon as I cut it back on, it was like, hey, man, they lost in the state championship game. And I was like, woo, okay, let me cut my phone back on, ready to get back to Columbia and work. Like, let's get to work. But the following year with Tommy, Jawan, and those guys were juniors. And Mike was going to be a senior, and he's going to be the only senior we had. And, you know, they was hungry, man, and they was like, Coach, don't worry about it. So we had to play them 4 times for us to win the state championship. And we beat them all 4 times. And that, to me, was like I said, my best one, because I always wear that ring. I don't have it on today, but I always wear that ring because, you know, when Mike lost his junior year, he wanted to make sure he was a reason to give me my first one. And then, of course, this one, this past season with everything that we had going on, because not only we beat all the teams that didn't play us, you know, it felt real good because they thought they was doing something. It didn't phase us. Like, nah, we was gonna win this.
So with that being said, so Zach pretty much bring that dog out of you.
Oh man, you know, and the thing is, man, he's a great coach, Hall of Fame coach, and I have nothing but respect for this man. So you know, let me say that, and his program, because Keenan produced a lot of great players. But at the same time, like, we done built something special over here, and we got a great program, we got great players, and we do have a great coach, and my staff is great. So you know, like. When they bringing the best out of you, man, like, nah, you got to respond. And like I said, my family now, nah, the way you respond, you handle your business. Like, ain't no more talking. So, you know, when we got to that semifinal game, this year, it was like, nah, I'm going all black. All black, it ain't no talking, it ain't nothing. Like, let's go. You know, and that's just who I am. So, you know, the coaches are like, that he got all black on. You know what time it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's time to go.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, I ain't gonna sit there and do all that talking. We just gonna beat you. So, you know, but the kids were hyped up for it. You know, I was in here, you know, like, you know, we have an unbelievable surround sound in here. So I was in here playing snippets of stuff being said by the kids practicing. They was like, oh, I'm like, yeah. You know,
so you just boosting them, huh?
Yeah. But boosting it where it's just stuff on the court.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you know, like, nah, I don't believe in that. Like, you know, like, nah, let's just play.
Just help them get the best out of your players.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, when I think of you and Coach Norris, I think about it might have been about a month or 2 ago. I sat down and didn't even realize it was on and happened to like flip to it. But you had Coach Roy Williams, one of my I'm a Tar Heel fan in college. I mean, collegiate basketball, but you had Roy Williams and Coach K sitting there, and they were just chatting and sharing their experiences, sharing what it was that they have done over the years. And so I could see you two doing that for the state of South Carolina, sharing that it's a love-hate relationship. You know what I'm saying? Off the court, I love you as my brother, but hey, when I see when they tip, hey, I'm hating to see you.
In between them lines, man, whatever.
Like,
nah,
you know,
I ain't got no love for you. But in the same thing, like I said, you know, he bring the dog out of you, of course. Hey, but you win the 6, you gotta bring the dog out of him, man. You gotta be on this game.
That mean I'm close.
Yeah, for sure.
You know that.
Yeah.
That mean
he
I'm
can see
close.
you in that rearview mirror back there, man.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you can see.
Yeah, and that's why like I didn't want to feed into it
Yeah.
after, because that's what other people
Oh
wanted.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then
yeah.
I
But drama
was
drama sells these
Yeah.
days, and I mean,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, this is high school basketball. It's about growing men, and nothing what society some were trying to pull out was about growing men. So the fact that you two handled it the way that you handled it
Oh, yeah.
is it speaks volumes of both of your programs.
Yeah.
It speaks volumes of both of the Hall of Fame electees that I'm sure you all will be. And it goes back to something that I wrote down because somebody told us the other day, y'all in the media, y'all are journalists or stuff. Now, man, we just common folk from the country, man,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
trying to get information out to
Yeah.
people. But I read this. It said the standards we set are the results we seek, and the expectations we share become the life we live. Coach Dion Bethea. I was going to ask you to speak on it, but from the start of this podcast
For sure.
to now, you've already explained that.
Oh yeah.
But if you have any more to add to it, by all means do so. But I mean, yeah.
I tell you, man, I'm real big into quotes, man, and just positive energy. And,
Yeah.
and that's why, like, when
That's
we was talking earlier, I told you, I was like, the people that probably don't like Gray or like me, they don't know me. They don't know the inside of Gray. Of course, they on the outside looking in, but like, we are truly invested into our young men. We are truly invested in their well-being and making sure they get opportunities outside of here.
Yeah.
So I'm not on, trying to bother somebody or be ugly to people like that. That ain't me. I'm about being uplifting, and I want great energy around me. I don't want good energy. I want great energy around me because that's what I'm on.
Yeah. And see, that's part of the reason. Well, that's the main reason why you're pretty much sitting here today, because the name of the podcast is Doing It With Purpose.
Yeah.
And our motto is, hey, if you're not doing it with purpose, you're not doing it with passion, you're not doing it at all.
Don't do it at all.
And me and him both have said, and I told you, hey, pretty much, hey, man, we got a seat for you, man. Whenever you're ready to come on, we got a seat, because you're doing it with purpose and passion over here at Great, man, or whatever. Hey, you normally don't see a new program start up like this, and they pretty much
Dominate.
Yeah, just dominate a 2A basketball or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, well, not just 2A basketball, just basketball in general in South Carolina, man. Because like you say, y'all schedule, y'all play a lot of teams outside of 2A basketball, and it goes back to Jaleel. I was telling you about. We saw him at the Bojangles Bash when he hit the jumper, the Beat Oak Hill, man, whatever, man, and everybody was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, this Gray, hey, they doing it with passion and purpose, man, over here.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, all day, man.
Yeah.
All day.
For real. For
Nah,
real.
it ain't no other way, man.
Yeah.
It ain't no other way.
Yeah.
I put a lot into it,
Oh, yeah.
and
But you have to be great, man.
Oh, yeah.
You have to put it.
Yeah.
Like you said, you started out by saying, when you start playing, you was putting your all into it. And that's the only way you're gonna be great, is to put your all into something, man.
the only
You gotta-
time I was gonna tell you this too. The only time I ever been average, and I tell the kids this because everything that I do, I wanted to make sure it was at an elite level. The only time I ever been average was in high school. Everything else, I had to make sure, like, look, you're not backtracking. Everything you do, we can't be like any other program. We got to set the standard for ourselves
Yeah.
and what we're expecting.
Yeah.
People talk about the recruiting thing. You don't have to recruit when you got a great program.
Yeah.
When you go on great trips, when you're getting kids in school, they get geared. Like Nike take care of us.
Yeah.
So my thing was just making sure that we were different and not like everybody else.
And going back to the recruiting thing, man, that's pretty much, it's said all the time around all the 2A programs, really pretty much all the South Carolina, that great recruits. But just talking to you earlier, whatever, winning cures everything, man. That's what I say. Winning cures everything. So if you winning, you ain't really got to recruit, man. It's gonna be kids they gonna want to come play for Coach Dion. But not that you done recruited them. They're gonna say, well, you know what? Hey, my school, they ain't trying to do nothing. They don't want to do nothing.
And here's the thing: not only does it winning cures everything, but winning is also going to bring about hating. It's going to bring about
for
the
sure.
haters and your naysayers.
sure.
You look at all the greats going back to my understanding of Christianity, they talked about Jesus.
Oh yeah,
Because he was doing
sure.
what they said he wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah.
There's no way that he could do this. So
Yeah.
who are we to be exempt from it? I
Hey.
mean, you've been in experiences. I know my personal life, I've been in experiences, had some setbacks, and I come back from it, and it's like, you're not supposed to be doing this, you're not supposed to be doing that. But as I say, you don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.
Oh yeah.
And
For
so,
sure.
like you said, putting your all into it. I tell my son all the time,
Yeah.
man, if you ain't gonna put your all into it, like, don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your mom's time. And so, yeah, that's phenomenal that the kids get that level of coaching, that level of mentorship, and that level of raising. Because my wife and I just had this conversation yesterday. We was on the way from his AAU game, and we was like, look, this kid spend more time with his teachers and his coaches than he do with us. And so when you allow your kids to be coached and around someone that's doing this coaching, you're trusting that in your absence, they're going to teach them the things they need to know about life. And so you have a huge responsibility, being successful at it, and we give you your flowers.
For sure.
While you're here. But man, just a phenomenal program. So for all those who wondered what was going on inside of Gray, hey, Coach Dion took us down the War Eagle path today, man. How we got here. So we just give you kudos, man, and looking forward to seeing you battle it out in 4A. And you got 6 2A championships, but who's gonna bring you that first 4A championship? That's what we want to see.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, that's a great question because they get to see me do it. I haven't said a cuss word like in 6 years.
Yeah. That's tough, man. Coaching basketball, just coaching period. You say why?
Well, how old are your kids?
So
you said swear at coaching basketball.
Well, no, I mean
just period.
Just period.
Oh, wow.
Because like the thing for me was for me to get my point across. If I got to do that, then it ain't gonna work for you anyway.
I'm working on that. I'm working progress on that.
I mean it is a work in progress because I had to come up with some other creative words. I'll just be like, yo. You bad. You playing for the other team right now. He's not with us. Like, what's up?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm working my son.
So with that being said, you said you ain't said a cuss word in 6 years, and you telling kids they bad. So your best 5 from Gray. Your best 5 from Gray. The top 5.
Man. Oof.
I got an inside scoop, man. We talked to one of them, man, and he's like
and let's go ahead and let the cat out the bag.
Yeah.
We were gonna surprise you and bring on our relative, Taurus Markel Watson. He was gonna pop up on the interview screen, let you hear his voice. I'm having some technical difficulties, so we apologize. That was kind of like our gift to you to send you back down memory lane. But who's the top 5?
Yeah, I mean definitely Taurus, man. I mean he, what he brought to the table, and once again, like how it happened, his dad showed up over here. Like, we didn't know who the kid was. We scrimmaged them the year before, but, we didn't even know nothing about the kid. And the kid said he wanted something different. So Taurus is definitely in that top 5, man. Jalik Felton.
Yeah.
Jalik was.
And you said Raymond is your cousin?
So my cousin, he passed away, Gerard Gerald. So Gerard was a top player in the state. He went to he committed to the University of Georgia, but then my uncle decided to send him to a prep school for a year. Then he went to USC, and him and Raymond were best friends. So Raymond used to spend a lot of time in Mullins, and I used to follow him and Raymond around, watching them play AAU. So when Jalik put out that he was leaving Mullins and exploring other options, he chose Gray over Mount Verdi, Oak Hill, like a lot of different places.
That's big.
So he came here. The only thing I hate was he didn't get a chance to win the state championship. But Jalik Felton, Taurus Watson, can't forget about Juwan Gary.
Yeah, I was about to say Gary. I didn't know the man was still playing. I saw him. He with
Nebraska.
Yeah.
He got another year too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just want him to be able to get through a season with no injuries, man.
Yeah.
That's been real tough for him. And Tommy Bruner, man. Tommy Bruner was definitely top 5. I mean, he was so good, man. Like he was a dog.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And then you talk about the post presence. of a guy in the middle, and I got to go with Big Mike.
Yeah.
Played at Oklahoma State this
Yeah.
year, and Mike done a lot of great things for us the 2 years he was here. So and we got the video screen here that all of them sit there and say their names and stuff. And
Yeah.
Mike wanted to be known. I brought Coach Dion his first state championship at Gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
So no Chase.
I got like a lot of different teams that I
Yeah.
roll with,
Yeah.
but like that's my all time team.
Yeah.
But Chase is like on my all like top 5 shooters
Yeah.
that come through here. I got like a all dog team. To be
Okay.
honest with y'all, like Ty Rivers came here from Irmo, and he had 2 personalities. We'll go into the game and he was like, "Coach, should I be Bobby Brown today or should I be Ty Rivers?" I said, "I don't know." And he'd come back at halftime. He said, "Well, I tried Ty Rivers. I'm gonna be Bobby." I said, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
But we done had so many great kids, man, to come through here to help us win championships and stuff, man. And I like the biggest thing for me is getting home and cutting on the tube, man, and watching them play. That's what I love to do.
Yeah.
Outside of me playing the video games, that's
Yeah.
what I like to do,
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
them on TV.
Oh yeah.
And then, like all of them, every state championship we play, they FaceTime me. And me and Coach Drill be in the locker room, and they were like, "Hey, Coach, how's it?" I'm like, "I'm good, man. How y'all doing?"
Yeah.
It's like, "We good, man. Go get another one." All
Yeah.
right, Coach. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what's
That's
up.
it. And T like pretty much my nephew, man. And he said pretty much the best decision that he made in life coming to Gray.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the best decision he made, man.
Yeah,
So
like
he got nothing but love for you.
Nah, I hope all them guys love me
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
always come back here and
Yeah.
get gear and want
So
to
they
get in
still
the gym.
come and get merch and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but man, like I want this place to be home to them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
regard like in my interview, I know like we getting short on time, but I want to tell y'all this, like I do have an agent. You can look those guys up, GMG Sports Management Group.
Yeah.
So, Jeff and Marquise were at the state championship game. So, me sitting there talking about me exploring other things that I can do, like everybody do it. So,
Yeah,
in the real
for
world,
sure.
like, it's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
taking a look. It's not saying that
Yeah.
you going anywhere.
You looked at my card because I wrote down here a post that said you would be an exceptional addition to any college staff. And it said a whole bunch of things about, hey, great assets, great energy. That was going to be my question. I said, nah, I'm not going to touch it. But since you bring it up,
Yeah.
hey, listen, you open to that.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with talking about it. Like I'm here at Gray, and like when opportunities present itself, like of course people got
You gonna listen.
options to sit there and go listen and stuff, and people have approached me, and it's some people that I've sat down with, and some people I haven't sat down with, but I have a great thing here, but it got to be something that's just gonna be mind blowing. To get me to leave here. So, we'll see. But, while I'm here, we might as well just keep winning.
And I don't, based on the opportunities that you've shared, that you've had here, based on how you spoke of the leadership that you do work for, it sounds like the objective is, well, the objective of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. So the fact of giving you this opportunity, you laying a foundation and expecting you to not grow from that wouldn't match up with what they said they believe in regarding you. So it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm excited to see if I'm gonna be at the barbershop trying to get out of there on Saturdays or something and see you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, on the sideline.
Cutting-
So would that be like, would you be assistant coach job or you want a head coaching job?
Well, I'm realistic about it too, man. Like at the Division I level, I mean, you do have some high school coaches that's having a great run right now.
Yeah.
Dan Hurley, one of them.
Yeah.
Nate
Yeah.
Oates.
Yeah.
So you watch guys like that, and you have a lot of other guys that's getting opportunities, but like they had to be assistants first.
Mhm.
So I can see somebody rolling the dice and possibly taking a chance on me as an assistant coach at the Division I level. And the great thing about my principal is this, like, he's not crazy. So, he done talked to me plenty of times, and he say, look, I know I ain't gonna lose you to another high school, but you
Yeah.
know, if the right situation come for you and it's Division I and you want to go, that's cool. I
Yeah.
understand it, you know. But you know, I just it's more than me that I got to think about because I got to sit there and think about my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
Because you
And
know
your
they
family.
they already established, man, and you know everything can't always be about me. It's got to be about all four of us.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing that I'm sitting there and I'm looking at everything and just trying to make sure it's right. But you know, I'm here. You know, I'm here and you know, got a great group coming back. You know, but
Yeah.
just gotta kind of get through some stuff, and I got some great things, you know, ahead for me.
Yeah,
You
that's what I
know,
said. Well, we talked about a book earlier. So you
yeah,
got a book
yeah,
coming out.
yeah. Which is my grandmother. She plays a heavy part in that. My family as well, and my upbringings. It was some stuff we ain't really, you know, touch on,
Yeah.
but you know, it's gonna be really really good, man. And you know, I'm excited. You know, for what's next for me. You know, for me and my wife and my kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
what
plus,
it's
you
all
got a great
about.
coaching staff that if you were to go somewhere, Gray probably wouldn't be in bad hands.
Nah, they wouldn't, man. You know, I'll probably try to take Coop with me because, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm not organized. Coop keeps me organized, you know.
Okay, then.
But you know, they also say now, you know, whatever your weakness is, you better make sure you got the right
Yeah,
people around
yeah,
you
exactly,
that's stronger
exactly.
in that
Exactly.
that position. So
Yeah.
he's definitely someone that's been here with me all 10 years
Yeah.
and a big part of what I do. So.
Oh yeah. So 10 years, 6 state championships, man. That's a good run, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the first 2 years we couldn't play for anything. You know, we were at large.
So really, it's only what
Eight.
8 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
8 years and 6 or whatever.
6-2.
Yeah.
yeah. I kind of felt bad though, cause we probably should have had 8. But like I said, we lost with this league, and
Yeah.
then COVID, we ended up losing with the John Butler and Christchurch. So
So I saw you in the last state championship. You holding up the 6 like MJ or whatever.
Oh no,
man.
he got
So-
he got a I think it's on Twitter or something. He got, you know.
Oh yeah, he got the rings up
yeah, I
there
couldn't.
like MJ.
It was all sparkling, so I couldn't really
and
make
all
out.
that or whatever.
Yeah.
So with that being said, so that means you a MJ fan or you a LeBron fan?
nah, I'm a Kobe guy, man.
Oh my
you know,
goodness, man! Hey,
like,
CJ,
mama.
cut everything off, man. This
Oh
thing
man,
over.
it was coming up. My uncle and them loved Michael Jordan. I love Magic because he can pass the basketball.
Magic, my man.
And I love Magic, but then I had to grow on the Kobe because when it wasn't working for Penny. Like I still love Penny now.
I was
That's
gonna
my
say it
man.
makes sense because Penny was supposed to be the baby Jordan,
That's it.
and then Kobe was the next thing closest to Jordan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not.
So Kobe was all right, man.
Yeah,
What?
but see the
Big
thing.
Mama?
See the thing is LeBron is great.
Yeah,
You know he got all the accolades and stuff and all of the records, which is fine.
yeah.
But you can't sit here and tell me if the game on the line, you giving the ball to LeBron over the other two.
Not that I'm gonna give. I ain't getting it to him over Mike, no way or whatever. But hey, with Kobe,
I ain't
LeBron
giving
gonna
it to
make the
him
right
over-
decision. Kobe might shoot the air ball like he did in Denver or whatever. He might do that, man.
That was young Kobe.
So
Yeah.
the old Kobe, the Kobe that Shaq pretty much carried.
Yeah, man. I mean, but you know, like I don't think they could
Nah,
have
Kobe,
did what
Kobe
they
a
did without
dog,
each
though,
other.
man.
Yeah,
Kobe a dog. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
all,
sure.
all three of them,
Yeah.
all three of them are different,
yeah, for sure.
but it's just you know one the mentality. And LeBron though
That's-
he doesn't have a problem with
Nah.
giving up the basketball, but
Nah.
I like the approach that
Yeah.
Mike and
Kobe.
Kobe have. Like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm
much.
shooting this.
And see, that's my whole thing with LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a Mike fan. And I get on the guys about Kobe, man. But Kobe a straight dog, man. Because Kobe got Mike's mentality.
Yeah.
When he's saying pretty much man, I'm not losing.
Yeah,
Hey, we not losing tonight. It don't matter what go on, how it go on. See, LeBron don't have that mentality saying, hey, well, we ain't gonna lose. And Brian be like, hey, well, okay, we lost. Okay, then it's fine, whatever. But Kobe, man, him and Mike, we ain't losing.
he might walk out and he pissed off at the world.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
But Mike and Kobe and them like,
Yeah.
nah, we not even gonna get to that point. We gonna win.
Nah.
So-
Yeah. But man, great talk, man. Great talk, man. That's what's up right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I appreciate y'all having
Oh
me,
yeah,
man.
for
This
sure.
was
man.
good.
We
man.
appreciate you getting us this time, man.
We from the dearest part of my heart,
Yeah.
tonight help establish a new profound respect
Yeah,
for
for
what
sure.
you've built here at Gray.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was away for 15 years. I graduated in '99, went into the military, came back 15 years later, and Taurus's dad and I, high school classmates, best friends, went to the prom with our dates together and all that kind of stuff. And I just heard of his son playing at Gregg Collegiate and trying to catch up on South Carolina high school basketball. Greg would educate me on certain things,
Yeah.
so I didn't really have a clue on some of the names, but I just kept hearing Coach Dion, man, he over there doing big things, and it was like, okay, cool. And then going to a few of the games and started seeing like, they're doing things over there. But society tries to say, oh, well, they only doing it because of this, they only doing it because of that, and I had the opportunity to sit down and hear it firsthand. So it's a new profound respect.
Oh yeah.
Love what you're doing here. Hope to see it continue. But your principals and your bosses here might not want to hear me say this, but looking forward to seeing you on a bigger stage because you can outgrow your environment sometimes, and it's nothing negative about them or the program here. It's just the law of the lid. You got to take the lid off to grow out of it, man.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, man.
But
Nah,
yeah.
I appreciate it, man. I tell you, man, if you say y'all come to some of the games
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff, man, but gotta pay attention to like before the game and then after the game, like when I come out. So me and Coach Drill walk out together.
Yeah.
Like they already be out
Yeah.
there and stuff, and then like how I leave out because it's like you touch people that you never thought you would touch. You know what I'm saying? But because they can't get to you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like, friends that I haven't seen forever and things like that. So I make sure I make time
Yeah.
to see them,
Yeah.
rather than me just racing back to the locker room. Like,
Yeah.
we playing in the Bash, and it was like a whole row of people I knew. So it's like, well, Dion, the referee's about to call everybody to the middle. Well, let me go over here and speak to everybody. So I'm in the stands, hugging, speaking to everybody. But that's important to me because when people giving you love,
Yeah.
you
for
got to
sure.
give love back, man.
Oh yeah.
For sure. And I didn't even think about it, didn't, just notice that part of the game or whatever. But by you just saying it, I can see you just hang around and just be talking to people, man, or whatever, not knowing that you might know these people or they just might want to talk to you or whatever. But I see you, like, I done been to games where I see you, after games, they shaking hands or whatever. And most of the time, the coach, they pretty much trying to get the kids, y'all come on, go to the locker room so we can, talk
Or not
just
only
whatever.
that, let's throw the true factor in there. We're not talking about just any coach. We're talking about 4, 5, and now 6 championships.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Some like, nah. If you want to talk to me, talk to my agent.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
talk
yeah.
to one of the assistant
Yeah,
coaches. But
exactly.
you meet coaches that aren't humble enough to, give people the time that they're looking for because you're a mentor, whether you want to be, to younger coaches, to kids who may want to play for you. And so you have to factor that in. And the fact that you take that time, it reminds me of Don Staley. And, and before we go, we got to let you speak on that dynasty. Because, him and I will have a conversation about this in one of our check-in episodes. But, I tried to explain to him why Don Staley is some people's GOAT. And he was like, hey, man, she got to do a little bit more. It's too early for that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying why she's some people GOAT. Because Coach Dion, from where he's from, growing up in Newcastle, he's somebody's GOAT.
Yeah, for sure.
He's somebody's GOAT. And he still got a lot to accomplish yet. But, just give us a little spiel on the GOAT, Don Staley.
So first of all, Dawn, that's my girl, man.
I was about to
So,
say you know her personally.
Yeah, because me and her always texting about shoes and stuff. So when
Yeah.
she gets something,
okay,
she'll send
yeah.
me a picture. I get something, send it.
Yeah.
So when
So time out. So you mean to tell me after this episode you finna text Coach Staley and tell her she need to come on the Doing It With Purpose podcast? But I just threw that out there, Coach Staley. Go ahead.
yeah, I definitely got to make sure I do that.
Okay,
man.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
But she when she first got here, she came to the elementary school I was working at Windsor, and her and her staff came and they read some books with the kids, man, and it was real dope. So then our relationship grew. Her assistant coach at the time was Darius Taylor. Me and Darius became best friends. His wife ended up getting a Georgia job, but they weren't married at the time, and it crushed me because he had to sit me down and tell me, "Hey, D, man, I'm about to get married, and I'm not going to be here." I said, "What?" And then they ended up winning the national championship with Asia Wilson the year he left.
Yeah.
But Dawn shouted him out on the podium. She did.
Yeah.
She shouted him out and talked about how big he was. But, the thing with her is, man, like what makes her great and to be in that conversation, one, she's African American.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she's an
for sure.
African American woman,
Yeah.
that touches our young ladies and make them even better women.
Yeah.
And I love that about her and how she makes sure they understand, like, yo, you're beautiful and it's okay.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
okay.
so she does that. But then the other thing is she can really coach.
Yeah.
Like, she sit there and she put a lot of time into not just building them up off the court. She want to build them up in the post too, and kids want to play for that.
Yeah.
She's always fly.
Yes.
So I think that's why
Always.
I think that's why me and her always hit it
Yeah.
off because they be like, man, we don't know what shoe Dion gonna put on. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, now I can't keep up with the Louis stuff. I can't do that.
I was about to say, so we getting the Louis this year, right?
Nah, I can't. That ain't me. Like, I love my suits, man, and might throw some sneakers on every now and then. But what she's built there, whoever would have thought?
Amazing.
That South Carolina
Yeah.
will go down as history as one of
Yeah.
the top 5 programs in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how she built it and what she's doing, because just like what I'm doing here, kids want to play with great.
It's
kids,
a replica of what you doing, what you
Yeah,
done did
man.
here, man.
Yeah,
It's the same thing, or whatever.
Yeah.
So you stealing, plays and information from Dawn. That's how you got your program built up. Or you done gave Dawn all this stuff.
Nah. Like I'm gonna tell you early on when she first got here and stuff, when Darius was on staff, I used to go and watch practice.
Okay.
Because she did have some great stuff
Yeah.
that she was doing. I haven't been in a while because she's super. Like when we run into each other, hug, and we speak and stuff like that. But I know she got a lot of stuff going on. I got stuff going on too.
Yeah.
But I mean she's definitely of one of the best to do it, man. And,
for sure.
and she's gonna continue to keep climbing,
no
man.
doubt. No
And that's
doubt.
what I was telling him. The reason why I felt like people are saying, and I'm going to say it, she is the GOAT, is because it's not necessarily what she's done, because people have won national championships, right? They have developed phenomenal programs. I take nothing from your Pat Summits and your Genos and all those kind of stuff. I'm talking about the level of class she has done it with.
But
Like you
she's
said.
and like I told you, she's always done it with
Just
class.
the level
man.
of class, to take out the time to, shout out Caitlin Clark and what she did when it's your team and your players' moment to have the spotlight. You don't mind, like, hold on, let me pour a little bit of gas in this. So it's stuff like that, man. And when she went to LSU and she was like, nah, they were calling me boo. But and then she took that and I tried to buy the sweatshirt. They were sold out in like 2 days, man. So it's just phenomenal, man.
But you know what it is, though, right? So just like with me, when you have people, that don't like what you're doing. I don't want to say haters, man, but when you got people that don't like what you're doing, it's just they don't like what they don't understand, because me and Don do it our own way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're not doing what somebody else doing. We're doing it our own way. Like, how many coaches wearing Louis?
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, none. So she's doing it her way, and then you talk about freedom of speech and stuff like that. Like, she say what she want to say, but she know how to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
with
saying?
class. With
Yeah.
class.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of that, and then she for us.
Yeah.
She for us, man.
Exactly. And you can go ahead and say it, man. They haters, man, because the thing
that's
is,
what it is.
if you don't have haters, that means you ain't doing
doing
anything,
that.
man. So, if Gray wasn't winning 6 state championships, you think they'll be talking about Gray?
Nah, they be talking about how bad we are.
Exactly.
Man, he can't coach.
Yeah.
They ain't talking about our hometown right now.
Yeah, exactly. They ain't
And
talking
we used to
and-
be we ran
exactly.
2A football for decades.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they ain't
So
talking
now
about us right now.
Batesburg Leesville don't
And
come up.
that's no knock to anyone.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like you said, they are upset about what they don't understand. Well, we understand we losing.
Yeah.
But when you winning and
Yeah.
you ain't been winning, then you're gonna find
yeah.
something to take the
yeah.
light off of your losing efforts or whatever. So yeah, you're gonna draw that attention and yeah.
Well, if y'all need me, I do coach football. So if y'all need me, man, I can come
For
out
sure,
of retirement.
man. For sure.
I mean,
You can
good.
double dip. You can do football and basketball. 'Cause I told you, man, we got 5 down there.
Man,
Hey, we got 5 basketball players down there. Hey, man,
That
if
shit
you was
compete.
coaching them, man, I'll put them up against anybody in the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody in the, if you was coaching them, now I'll put them up against Gray if you was coaching them.
well, you give
And
me.
we'll get Gray a challenge. We might not beat Gray, but we'll give him a challenge.
Let me get that.
But you got to bring Coop and all them boys with you.
No, they definitely they definitely come. That's part of the package. Anybody
Yeah.
want to sit down, I'm letting them
Yeah.
know now.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my staff.
Yeah.
That's it. So
Yeah.
everybody got to eat. That's
Yeah.
it. Everybody got to
for
eat.
sure.
Got to send the elevator back down.
Yeah. I wanted to tell y'all this last thing, man, and we can get out of here. So, when we was talking about like, just like the growth and stuff, and then people you meet and people you
Yeah.
influence. So last summer we was in Rock Hill, and this has always stuck to me, man. I shared this with a couple people, man, but Chuck Martin was on the last staff that was here at South Carolina with Frank Martin.
Yeah.
And then he was at Oregon over the summer. So he came to watch us. We played Lexington, beat him. So me and him was in like the entrance of that Rock Hill Center. And we was just talking, and I was like, the college stuff, man, look cool. He said, man, you'll be great at it, man. But he said, you're in a great situation now, man. You doing your thing. You winning championships. I don't know if you really want to do this grind. So then next thing you know, this guy walked over, big guy.
Yeah.
He walked over, and me and Chuck was looking like, okay, what's up? He's like, Coach Dion, I just want to come over and meet you and just tell you, you have touched me, like so many ways. He said, I watch you win championships and how you carry yourself. I just wanted to tell you do an amazing job, man. And he said, and Chuck looking at me, and he in the background like, and I'm sitting there like, wow. And I was like, man, I said, that's dope. He said, yeah, Coach, man. He said, you're an amazing coach, man. He said, you keep doing what you're doing regardless of what anybody say. And I was like, I'm smiling. And then I was like, yo, man, let me get your number, man. I'm going to text you, man, if you ever need anything. So he walked off, and Chuck was like, yo, you got the juice. Yo, I mean, but.
You got the juice now.
Yeah.
But.
So you didn't know the dude?
No, he's from the low country. I never seen this guy before and got so much respect for him. He just came over out of nowhere. Yeah. After we beat Lexington, and we was just me and Chuck was just talking. They're recruiting one of my kids, and the guy just came over and said that. I was like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what it's
that
all
that
about.
makes it all worth everything, man. That makes all those haters saying everything that they saying, don't even worry about it, man.
Because I don't pay them any attention anyway.
Yeah. That makes it even sweeter right there, man.
Because like I said, the only reason they hating is because they don't get the opportunity to be around me to see what's going on. And to collect rings and stuff. That's why Coop is so important, because he's worse than my wife. He wants to be able to walk around the whole state with that big ring on and let everybody know we the best.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah. We the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
For sure. Yeah, man. But we appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate
definitely.
you getting us this time, man. We've been just basketball, man, probably for over an hour, man. Whatever,
And enjoyed it. Could go longer.
for real.
We have jobs. He's retired, so
But Dion, you in the off season now, man. You just chilling now,
hey,
right?
that's it. Don't come to me and talk no basketball. I'm
exactly.
cool.
Yeah,
I told them boys to enjoy AAU basketball, man.
For sure. For sure. Oh yeah.
But I appreciate it.
no doubt. You want to take us home then, Greg?
Yeah, man. So we want to appreciate Coach Dion, man, for giving us this time, man, or whatever. And like I said earlier in the podcast, man, our motto is, if you're not doing it with purpose, not doing it with passion, you're not doing it at all, man. And pretty much we can see 6 rings. hey, Coach Dion is doing with purpose and passion over here, man.
Oh, yeah.
And we just, hey, we pray that, this continues. Hey, even though you're moving to 4A, man, and it's gonna continue because you got that grind in you, man. Y'all just keep grinding and do what y'all do, man. Whatever, hey, and everything else will take care of itself, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, triple salute, Lil Tony, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Continue to pray for the Etheridge family.
Oh yeah, for sure,
And,
man. For sure.
Without further ado, thank y'all
Yeah.
for coming out. God bless. And
Good night.